station of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball from downtown St. Louis on Fox Sports Midwest. It's the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. A rain out for game number 3, so we take you back to Tuesday night, game number 2. Greg Garcia, as we approach midnight, 12th inning, bases loaded, hit by the pitch. He gets a Gatorade shower, a game-winning RBI. Oh, by the way, a ticket to Memphis. Colton Wong has been brought back up. We know he can hit for average. He's done that in the minor leagues. Adds an element of speed to this lineup. And as we've seen at this level, he can turn a very good double play. Welcome to Cardinals baseball. That's the Mad Hungarian Al Raboski. My name is Dan McLaughlin. Rain out last night probably comes at a good time for the Cardinals.
I think it really does. Everyone got a nice night off. They can enjoy it with their families or do whatever. But the biggest thing is the bullpen gets a chance to reset. Everybody is fresh down there in the pen.
Michael Waka hoping that they don't have to go to the pen early today. He'll get the start for St. Louis. We'll head across the street, Ballpark Village. Fox Sports Midwest Live when we come back. It's the Cubs and Cardinals coming up. Top of the rotation for the St. Louis Cardinals, the BJC Healthcare difference makers, Adam Wainwright, the Cardinals ace, and Michael Wacha. We take a look at some of the key categories for a pitcher where these two compare. One thing the Cardinals would love to see is that Michael Wacha would go deeper into games, averaging just 5 2/3. His swing and miss rate, boy, that's awfully high at 28%. That's a look at your difference maker presented by BJC Healthcare. He'll also have to avoid the long ball. Flashback to a game earlier this season against the Cubs, and it's a home run by Anthony Rizzo, who's 2 for 8 against Michael Wacha. Rizzo's in the lineup today. It's the Cubs, it's the Cardinals. Day baseball coming up. Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. It's Chevy Truck Month. Visit your Mid-America Chevy dealers to take advantage of Truck Month offers on the all-new Chevy Silverado. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Jim Hayes is with us, the Matt Ungarian Al Raboski. My name is Dan McLaughlin, and our entire Fox Sports Midwest crew. Welcome to Day Baseball on your home of the Cardinals, Fox Sports Midwest. The rain out last night, so we play in Game 3 of this series today, which would have been Game number 4. There's a look at Rick Renteria, the manager of the Chicago Cubs. His lineup in the bottom third, an average of the National League, hitting .235 collectively. Emilio Bonifacio, the switch hitter, leads it off. Then Ryan Kalish, Anthony Rizzo, Starlin Castro, Luis Valbuena, Junior Lake, Mike Olt, the third baseman with good power, 8 home runs. John Baker, and the pitcher is Jason Hamill. And that lineup faces the young Michael Wacha. Michael Wacha, our Kia starter, and he has a record of 2-3. His pitch much better than that record would indicate.
Yeah, the problem has been very little run support, and his team is winless in his last 5 starts. He's got to be a little careful with the home run ball. That's happened several times on the first pitch, and his last time out, he struggled with 2 strikes trying to put a hitter away.
Finishing up his warm-up tosses, number 52, Michael Wacha. And the Cardinals And Derek Lilliquist would like to see him go a little deeper into games. You saw moments ago in that graphic that we showed you prior to our first pitch here today. The fact is, most of the starters for the Cardinals not going deep enough into games outside of Adam Wainwright. And Wainwright's next start will be coming up on the road. And Wainwright, or rather next week, as Lynn, Miller, and Garcia will start this weekend. There's a look at Jaime Garcia back in the fold, and here comes Emilio Bonifacio.
Bonifacio's had a very good series against the Cardinals, 6-4-11. And remember, on Monday night, he had 5 runs scored in that ballgame. He's been a hitting machine early in the season. And Michael Wacha, like you said, he needs to get more efficient with his pitches to go deeper into ball games. Because of the strikeouts, and he's 5th in the National League, he is really only averaging 6 innings per start.
The switch hitter is hitting .313 with no home runs and 8 RBIs. A versatile player that can play all 3 outfield spots. And we've also have seen him at second base. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
Mentioned last time out, Wacha gave up 7 hits, but 5 of them came with 2 strike pitches.
Fastball this year consistently at 95, 96. We know about the great changeup, and he's developed a curve and a cutter.
I almost think that he's worked so much on the curveball and cutter that it's negatively affected the changeup.
The 1-2. It's the great thing about Michael Wacha. Cardinals, when they picked him up, they knew he had a good fastball, good makeup, plus changeup, but always trying to get better. And it's hard to believe, just a couple of years now in professional baseball, he's already developed 2 other pitches that he can incorporate at this level.
Well, he's a very good understudy, and he just kind of is a shadow for Adam Wainwright, and that's a good person to follow.
Here's a 2-2. Love the pace at which Michael Wacha gets after it as well. Gets the ball and says, here we go.
That really does send a positive message to the hitters.
Good at bat here to start the game by Bonifacio. Regardless, if he gets on, he's making him work. This will be the 8th pitch to start the ball game. Outfield is shallow. Big gap in right center. The 2-2.
Bonifacio, you can see why the Cubs picked him up with his versatility. Mentioned play all the outfield, play the infield. Always been a little pesky hitter.
And he chops it towards third. Little in between hop for Carpenter, and got him.
Ideally, you never want to back up on a ball, but Carpenter also knew that he needed a true hop to get the speedy runner at first base. Carpenter did a nice job on that ball, and Armstrong got it over there ahead of him.
So a 9-pitch at bat for Bonifacio. Here's Ryan Kalish, who could play all 3 outfield spots, and he's in right field today. Showing bunt and takes a pitch outside.
Not playing every day, it's hard to have a 5-game hitting streak. Extended it to 5 with a pinch hit. It was on Monday night, and now he's 7 for his last 17.
One hit to second, taken there by Mark Ellis. 2 down. Pair of ground ball outs. Look at the defense around the horn is presented by Dobbs. Holiday, Borges, and Craig in the outfield. It's Carpenter, Peralta, Ellis, and Adams along the Cardinals infield. Yadier Molina is behind the plate. And a close play at first here with Emilio Bonifacio to start this game.
See how close he is.
Very close.
A lot closer than what it looked like.
And Rizzo just beat the shift. That's taking what the defense will give you.
Absolutely. You know, he's the third place hitter here, but you got to be intelligent, you got to be smart. You see where the four infielders on basically the right side, so drop down a bunt. Perfect bunt down the third base line, and he could have walked down to first base. If you get Castro out, the next hitter, you say thank you.
Castro was moved into the cleanup spot late April. Produced some big numbers right off the bat. Cooled off a little bit since then. He's hitting .279 and takes a fastball at the knees. 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. I don't think there's anybody that doubts the talent of Starlin Castro. What the Cubs are waiting for is to see him put it all together collectively.
And I think under Rick Renteria, you've seen him play a little bit more inspired baseball.
Line drive into right and a base hit. Rizzo in scoring position.
Mentioned Castro, just a very good ball player. Remember, he first burst on the scene and he just had great numbers and a lot of base hits. He could give up a lot of singles and still keep the team from scoring.
Luis Valbuena can play third or second, and today he's at second base. Home run the other night. He's played in 35 of the 38 games the Cubs have played in this year.
So he plays second base, third base. They're trying to find the right combination with the Cubs. Better come ready to play, though, don't you?
1-0 pitch. Little flare out to left, and coming on to make the catch on the run is Matt Holliday. The Cubs strand 2. No score after a half inning from Busch Stadium. Inside Ballpark Village. Welcome back to Cardinals baseball. Matt Carpenter will lead it off for St. Louis. Leads the club in walks with 25. Then Johnny Peralta, Matt Holliday, Matt Adams, Yadier Molina, Alan Craig, Peter Borges, Mark Ellis, and the pitcher Michael Wacha still looking for that first hit of 2014. Jason Hamill is proven to be a good find from the Baltimore Orioles, as he's 4-1 with a 2.45 ERA for Chicago.
Not walking many, not giving up many hits. See, opponents only batting 183 against him. Has pitched about 3 or 4 times in very low temperatures. That will always help a pitcher out. Hitters don't like to hit when it's so cold. But his numbers tell you that he's been doing a pretty good job.
Matt Carpenter is hitting .256. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 home run. He's driven in 14, but you see the good on-base percentage at .359 and 27 runs scored. That's what really defines Matt Carpenter. He sees a ton of pitches, the tough at bat, doesn't worry about going deep into a count, and you love to see that from your leadoff man.
Well, he really ignites the offense, but it seems like when he gets on base, the team does score. And of late, he is 0 for 10 in this series, 0 for his last 15. We're just not accustomed to seeing those type of numbers for Carpenter. Tremendous season a year ago.
The 2-2. Had a couple of line drive outs to center field in game 2 of this series. Sometimes you see those 0 for 15s, and it can be misleading because a hitter could be stinging the ball, but right at a fielder. And that's what's happened here with Carpenter lately. The 2-2.
One thing about Carpenter, he has been accepting walks. As you mentioned, he'll work that count. We almost feel like he's more comfortable with 2 strikes. There you see where he is with the league leaders in walks, but needs a few of his teammates to follow him.
Catches the outside corner to strike out of Carpenter.
That is also an example what I think has happened with Matt Carpenter a lot this year. Sees his strike zone and the umpire's strike zone hasn't matched up.
Around the Horn is brought to you by Dobbs. Lake, Bonifacio, Kalish in the outfield. Holt, Castro, Valbuena, and Rizzo along the infield, and John Baker, the backup catcher, gets the start today. Here's Johnny Peralta, average at .250 with 8 home runs to lead the club and 17 driven in. Such a slow start for the Cardinals shortstop, but that average is on the rise. Outfield straight away and deep. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's pitching right there, Al. That first ball that he saw was up and in, backs him off the plate, then you go soft away.
A lot of different ways to pitch, guys. Most successful is being ahead in the count.
Stay away again. 2 balls, 1 strike. The speed of the game from that view behind home plate. Gives you an idea of velocity that's coming in. Looks like the pitcher is right on top of the hitter. And he has Peralta at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Called 3rd strike, 2 down. Calling the balls and strikes, it's Will Little behind home plate. Mark Carlson at first. Ted Barrett is the crew chief down at second. Over at third, Paul Schreiber. So back-to-back Ks to start the afternoon for Jason Hamill. And it brings in Matt Holliday. Off-speed pitch and a strike. Hamill has had a quality start in each one of his 7 starts coming into play today. And a quality start, as many of you know, 6 innings and no more than 3 earned runs.
That's a stat that an agent developed for arbitration. Have a pitcher that has a poor win-loss record, but he had quote-unquote all quality starts, kept his team in the game. Really, the bottom line at this level is, do you win or do you lose?
Spoiled by Holiday. He's a sports writer back in 1985. The agents came up with it, but John Lowe is his name, and he wrote for the Philadelphia Inquirer, and then he started to incorporate the quality start in stories and describing pitchers, so it picked up steam nationwide. And he strikes out the side. Carpenter and Peralta, he got those two looking, and Holiday swinging. Questionable there, could have been ball 4. Then Peralta, frozen. Holiday swings through the pitch. Jason Hamill off to a good start for Chicago. Junior Lake seen his power on display a couple of times here at Busch Stadium already this year. He takes a ball. We'll check in for the first time with Jim Hayes downstairs, and Jimmy, Colton Wong back with the club.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of a mixed bag for Colton. Recalled from AAA, that's good, but when he got to the ballpark, started feeling the effects of a stomach virus. That's not good. Colton told me it hit him suddenly and hard. They sent him home. Colton told me he slept from 2 in the afternoon yesterday until this morning, only being woken up by his fiancee once to tell him that the game had been rained out and to give him some soup as that ball is popped up. Wong says he feels better today. Mike Matheny saying that Wong is probably available for this afternoon's game, but Dan, they wanted to check with him just to make sure he's still okay.
Jim, my understanding is that when the Cardinals recalled Colton Wong, when it was going to happen, and now it has, that they were going to give him significant playing time. What's your take on what you've heard?
Well, Mike Matheny was asked about that, and Mike doesn't like to telegraph what's going to happen. But I was told by someone in the front office that Colton Wong will get quote-unquote substantial playing time. They wanted him to go back to Memphis to work on his swing, also some defensive issues. He did that. He was tearing it up down in Memphis, so they expect him to get some playing time, Dan.
Here is Mike Alt, and some other news we need to get to. How about Jaime Garcia, his return, and we'll see him this weekend.
Yeah, he will get the start on Sunday, and he's really excited for the start. Jaime says that his arm feels great. Mike Matheny saying they're expecting him, if things go well, to throw 90 to 95 pitches. And Jaime, except for that scare where he got hit by the pitch where he said he didn't know what was going to happen, has been good ever since, and he can't wait for the start on Sunday.
There's a strikeout of Mike Alt, the first of the afternoon, as you get a look at Garcia. And Jim, what does this do for the rotation as far as the other 4?
Well, everyone else gets pushed back a day. So it'll be Lynn, Miller, then Garcia on Sunday. Then the off day And then Wainwright, and Mike Matheny was saying that the extra day for Wainwright's probably a good thing at this point in the season. So everyone gets an extra day. And I'll tell you, a lot of the players were happy that the game was called early last night because they got to go home and have dinner with their families. You could talk about what effects the heavy road schedule has on how a team plays. One thing keeps a lot of players away from their families, so they were glad to have a little dinner at home last night.
Here's John Baker, 0-2, and I know you were happy to go home as well because young Tyler was missing you and gave you that much-needed rest for your award-winning radio show.
Well, we do have an award-winning radio show, Dan, no question about that, but it was good to get home and see my wife, Erin, and Tyler because I've been on the road a little bit, too.
Good stuff, Jimmy.
All right.
John Baker hitting .069.
The cat's my leading candidate for Father of the Year.
Every year.
Every year.
Gets my vote. We like to have a lot of fun with Jimmy. Does a great job at getting the info and visiting with the players. And speaking of a great job, 2 in this inning for Michael Wacha. Back-to-back Ks. And it started with Mike Holt. The Hyundai replay as we head to a timeout. It's Adams, Molina, Craig coming up. Anytime the Cardinals win, fans will save $3 off pavilion level tickets for the Royals series. That's June 2nd and 3rd, just a 2-game series. Then the Mets series, 16th, 17th, and 18th of June. This could lead to a discount as high as $18, meaning $1 tickets. For more details, visit cardinals.com/win. Matt Adams digs in, and we're underway here in the bottom of the second. Now, we were talking about quality starts with Jason Hamill. The fact that he's made a quality start every time out there this year, this being his 8th start of the season. The best ever was Greg Maddux in '94, 24 of 25 games. And I went back and looked at Bob Gibson. He was 32 for 34 in 1968, the year that he had the ERA of 1.12. And the amazing thing about that season, not just the ERA, but completed 28 of 34 starts and 13 shutouts.
Dan, to me, that's, those things are just unbelievable. But the unbelievable thing in that year is he lost 9 games with a 1.12. Now, he told me at one time.
Adams hits it the other way. It's slicing. Lake is over, and he makes the catch.
Gibby had told me one time that he was involved that year in 15 1-0 games. I've had other people say that's not correct, but he had 13 shutouts, and you know, you were usually a 4-man rotation. You were facing some of the best pitchers in the game every time you took the start. But no doubt that was just an unbelievable year for Gibby and for pitching, and as a result they lowered the mound 5 inches.
That's chopped foul. What's overlooked to an extent, as you get a look at Molina, is that season featured Gibson in the World Series. Also, Denny McLain had 31 wins in 1968. So the year of the pitcher, it's pretty amazing to say that because of your accomplishments, they change a game that's been around for decades, and that's what they did with Bob Gibson.
Roger Maris came over to the Cardinals, and when they were going to face Detroit in the World Series, you know, Maris told the Cardinal players, he said, don't worry about McLain, we'll take care of him. The guy I worry about is Mickey Lolich, and that was what happened. Mickey Lolich won 3 games in that series and beat him.
In the air, out to deep right, Kalish back, he'll look up, and it's off the wall. Molina to second. 1 out double, and the first hit this afternoon for the Cardinals.
God, he was just 1 for 6 off of Hamill before that drive. Been swinging a bat much better. 4-game hitting streak now. He's 4 for 9 in this series and 6 for his last 14. It drives this one back. Nice job by Kalish as tries to go back there. He looks to see where he is. Not afraid of that wall at all. Goes over his glove. He's stretched out, but able to push off the wall and hit it pretty hard, but he didn't shy away from it at all.
Good opportunity for the Cardinals to strike first, and here's Alan Craig, batting 6th in the lineup today. He's been bouncing around from cleanup to this spot. Mike Matheny has used over 30 different combinations of lineups this season as he's trying to find any combination to get things going. And what's been happening is that he'll put a hot bat in the 2nd spot in the lineup, but down in the order, that's where you need to see the Cardinals get a little bit more production.
I think Mike would love to come up with one workable lineup and stay with it.
0-2 the count with 1 out and a runner at second base.
Alan Craig, as a lot of teams have pounded him inside, and it really has had an effect. In the early going, they have tied him up working inside, not getting around on that fastball like he used to. But he is starting to show signs of coming out of it, as Allen has a 5-game hitting streak, 7 for 20, but on this homestand against the Cubs, just 2 for 9.
The 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jason Hamill has bounced around in his career, and that's why the Cubs are thrilled with the start that he's had. He's played for Tampa Bay, Colorado, Baltimore. He's a big guy, 6'6", 220 pounds.
I'll be the first one to tell you that he's matured as a pitcher and a person.
Count is full.
Astro kind of trying to get into this game. This is nowhere near the slow pace we had on Tuesday night.
A 3-2 pitch to Alan Craig. Up and in, almost hit him, and a walk. It's time now for you to tweet your photo using the hashtag STLFanPhoto. And And we'll unveil one of those photos later in our telecast. Next inning, by the way, if you're a Missouri Tiger basketball fan, Kim Anderson, new head coach at Missouri, will be our guest coming up in the third. Peter Borges, who ignited a rally the other night with a bunt and a base hit, stole third base, came around to score. Off speed pitch and a strike. Borges is hitting .224 with 1 homer. That was in Atlanta against the Braves. 6 RBIs, and we'll see the Braves tomorrow night.
He had a good series against the Braves. He had 5 hits in 2 of the games that he played. And because of that output, and Pittsburgh has little success, I think we're going to see him play more consistently. He's a difference maker when he's on the base paths with great running speed, and because of that speed, he really is a much improved defensive outfielder in center.
The 1-1. Hamill signed a 1-year deal with the Chicago Cubs. He has the 4-seam fastball. He can get it to 96. A 2-seamer, that's his best pitch. Mixes in a slider and a curveball along with a changeup. The check swing. And he did not go. Evens it up at 2-2.
Well, the walk to Alan Craig was a little bit of a rarity this season. Hamill's done a good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. Has allowed 5 home runs, but none in the last 3 starts. And he can strike out batters. Doesn't walk many. Not many hits.
Ooh, just missed. That may be a byproduct of not being around the strike zone here in the second inning, as that was a strike back in the first.
As you can see that halfway there it was in the strike zone, but at home plate it was well off the plate.
Runners were off with the pitch, and it's a ball. Good to see that Borges stays away from that breaking ball. That was a tough pitch, and he doesn't draw many walks. Earlier this season, he's chasing that.
Yeah, he came in just walking 10 and almost 48 innings. So 2 walks here to bring up Mark Ellis. And that's not a real smart play, because Mark Ellis is 5 for 7 with 2 doubles off of Hamill. Mike Matheny said yesterday that Colton Wong was going to be in the lineup, but then when he got sick, they sent him home yesterday. Mark Ellis gets an opportunity, but you see these numbers, I've got to play him either way.
Ellis off to a slow start, hitting 190. Bases loaded, 1 out. He looks at a strike with Michael Wacha on deck. If you're Jason Hamill, you're thinking, okay, either a double play or 8th place hitter here, a strikeout, and then face Wacha, who is searching for his first hit.
We talk about Ellis with a slow start, but in fair to him, he's really going through the last stages of spring training with all of his injuries.
And he's in the hole, 0-2.
Ellis had the bad knee in spring training, played very limited, then opened the season on the disabled list. Only made 1 rehab start, 4 at bats. So last few weeks he's been playing at the major league level, which really was his spring training.
You see the whip. National League leaders, Cueto, who's off to a sensational start, then Tim Hudson and Jason Hamill also on that list. In the 6th spot, Adam Wainwright.
Talk about he's only walked 10 coming in and only allowed 31 hits in 47 2/3 innings.
Hit to the right side, taken there by Valbuena, and a run will score. RBI for Ellis, that's his 8th, and the Cardinals jump out on top here in the bottom of the second. Good play by Valbuena to keep that on the infield.
The Cubs have to be very pleased that Valbuena showed that great range right there. Playing a little bit more up the middle, and he had to go far to his left. Dives to keep that ball in the infield. So the Cardinals would have had one more run if that ball would have gotten by the second baseman. As it is, Ellis picks up his 8th RBI.
Now Michael Wacha with runners at second and third. He looks at ball one.
Ellis has been showing an ability to drive in runs without the benefit of a hit.
0 for 14 with 10 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike. Molina is scoring his 16th run this year. Matt Carpenter leading the club in that category with 27. Holiday with 18, and now Yachty with 16. Two balls and 1 strike. I think it's a bit surprising, the 10 strikeouts, because when Michael Wacha made his debut last year, first game he picked up a base hit and swung the bat actually fairly well.
Ever been tricked before?
Oh yeah.
Might have been tricked again, right?
Maybe so.
Adam Wainwright got a home run in his first plate appearance. That was out in San Francisco, and we had an idea that he was going to be a pretty good hitter. But Michael Wacha, like you said, looked like he was going to swing the bat, looked like he could do everything, and still I maintain that the Cardinals give their starting pitchers more batting time than any staff I've ever been around, and it's paid off more times than not. Will it here?
The 3-1. Full count. Mark Ellis, by the way, with that RBI, is now driven in a run in 4 of his last 5 games.
And you're doing that with a sub 200 batting average.
Here's a 3-2. Up the middle, base hit. 1 run in. Here comes Borges. Wacha comes through. 3-0 St. Louis. His first hit of the season, and he drives in 2.
Put the ball in play, and good things can happen. Bounces it right back up the middle. We're talking about Mark Ellis driving in 8 runs on the year with a sub 200 batting average. And Adam Wainwright, his mentor, is the happiest guy. Look at Wacha saying, I can hit. Don't ever doubt me. As you give me a funny look.
Here's Carpenter. He drives it out to deep right. Kaler's back. He'll look up. Gets off the wall. Wacha digging for third. He'll score all the way from first. Carpenter coming through with a double.
That's the Matt Carpenter we saw last year. It is his 7th double and driving in his 15th run. But 7 doubles, a far cry from a year ago when he hit 55 to lead the major leagues. Here, Kalish plays that one very effectively off the wall, but still, Michael Wacha running on the 2-out pitch. He's going to come all the way around. And now this is a good point right here for the Cardinals, because the Cubs got a meeting on the mound. That'll give Wacha a little time to get an extra breath or two.
Didn't see this coming after watching Jason Hamill in the first inning strike out the side, 2 looking. You got Holiday swinging, and 3 of the 4 runs this inning have scored with 2 outs.
Remember, we got tricked by Michael Wacha in New York, where he struck out the first 9 batters. All 9 outs were by Michael Wacha, and didn't get past the 4th inning with 10 strikeouts. So sometimes you go out there and you think, oh, it's going to be easy, I'm going to have a great day, and you stop concentrating, or not as hard, and he's having trouble getting out of the second.
off the end of the bat on a hop hit to Luis Valbuena. Big inning for the Cardinals. RBI for Ellis, 2 for Michael Wacha, and 1 for Carpenter. Adds up to a 4-run lead. Up for Chicago. And a chance to visit with the new head basketball coach at the University of Missouri, Kim Anderson from Sedalia, Missouri. Played at Missouri, assistant coach, and now head coach. Welcome home.
Well, it's great to be here, Dan, and pretty exciting day for me throwing that first pitch. A little intimidating.
What do you mean?
Well, I was going for the curve, and it didn't curve.
It didn't curve?
It stayed right, and fortunately, Freeman he was pretty quick. He could get out and get it.
By the way, do you know where he went to school?
No.
KU.
Oh, my goodness. No wonder.
I'm surprised he didn't try to drop it or fire one back at you. He throws pretty hard. Kim Anderson is with us, and it's great to see that you're back home. And I mentioned that, and I think that's what fans wanted across the state, to see you have a chance at this opportunity as Michael Wacha is dealing here with Jason Hamill. Give me the first phone call that you got in receiving the news. What was it like?
Well, I was ecstatic. Obviously, this is a game or a position that I've always dreamed of, and I've always wanted the opportunity to be the head coach at my alma mater, and the place that I was able to play and work with Coach Stewart.
It's a fair ball taken by Adams. He'll step on the bag for the out. Hamill retired, brings in Emilio Bonifacio at the top of the lineup.
So it's a dream come true for me, and I'm excited because I'm representing the university and obviously the state. And we talked that we're sending a message out. Hey, this is Missouri's team, and I'm just trying to come back and bring some consistency and stability, and I couldn't be more excited about the opportunity to coach those young men.
As you know, I used to see you on the circuit of the Big 12. You were working in the conference, and myself and Norm Stewart, who used to carry our broadcasts, would be together. And you and I would have lunch every once in a while, and we talked about the program and just what it would mean to get somebody back with the roots of Coach Stewart and a Missouri guy, and you are that guy. So I know that Coach Stewart is beaming with pride. Give me what that first phone call was like with him once you got the job.
It was really he's the first guy I called. I called my wife first, and then as I got in the car to go to Columbia from Warrensburg after I talked to my team, I called Coach, and it's really it's still a little emotional when you talk about it, because he's meant so much to the program and the university, and so many of the.
There's a fly ball out to right field, and the catch is made.
So many of the former players, have been great. A lot of them at the press conference, but you know, it's Coach it was an emotional moment for both of us, and you know, I think it's something that we both really wanted, and you know, when it finally happened, it was a tremendous feeling.
Ryan Kalish at the dish. Give our fans of the Missouri Tiger basketball program your style of play and what you hope to incorporate.
Well, it's pretty much fundamental basketball. You know, I've talked a lot in the media about playing defense, and I really think that's something we want to emphasize. But I don't want people to think that we're just going to play like 48 to 45. I mean, we're going to push the ball offensively, and I want to get quick buckets. I want to get easy buckets. But I want to try to be fundamentally sound.
3 quick outs. You're not going anywhere.
I'm not here very long.
No. You're
probably want
right
to keep me here.
You are going to stay here.
But that's the type we want to play.
Kim Anderson is with us. Back with more in a moment. Watch live TV on your device virtually anywhere with AT&T U-verse, mobilizing your world. Find a helpful servicing steel dealer near you. Visit steeldealers.com. And by Schnucks, your neighborhood hometown grocer for 75 years. Matt Holliday, Matt Adams, Yadier Molina for the St. Louis Cardinals. And we're underway here in the home half of the third. Kim Anderson, new head basketball coach at the University of Missouri, is with us. As you have seen, and I know you've been around the state, obviously, with Central Missouri State having just won a national championship. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
As Holliday grounds it too short. I need some walks or some hits. Ooh, he's out. And Holliday pleading his case, and they may review this as Holliday motion right to the dugout. And what Mike Matheny will do here is look towards his bench. Thumbs up, thumbs down as to whether or not they decide to replay this and challenge it. Awfully close. But, Coach, as you've seen in St. Louis, we've had Bradley Beal. You've had Lee, who's now in the NBA. So many great players have moved on. And the Cardinals will challenge this. So, good. I get a chance to visit with you finally. So how important is recruiting the state of Missouri overall, but also trying to establish more roots here in St. Louis?
Well, it's something, you know, we came in early today and we spent some time with some people. And really, Dan, it's something that I want to do. And you know, you say lock down the borders. You're not going to lock down the borders. There's too many really good players in this state. But, you know, we want to do a good job in Missouri and try to recruit this state because there are good players. You cited a few of them there a minute ago, and I just want, you know, I'd like to have them stay home. And again, they're not going to all stay home, but I think we have a quality university, obviously from an educational standpoint, and I think that you know, we have the facilities and the resources to have an excellent basketball team. and it's going to take some time. But I grew up this way, and maybe I'm living the dream, but I just want Missouri kids to just stay home, and that's my appeal. And I say, hey, give us a chance. And again, I know that not everybody would want to do that, but we're trying to do a better job. And from a recruiting standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, and get those kids to come give us a look.
I thought it was very interesting what you said during your initial press conference, and I've heard you say it a few different times, but you said if I was Mike Alden in 1999, I probably would not have hired Kim Anderson because you needed to grow. What did you do in that time period that now makes you ready to go for this job?
Well, I think the 3 years at the Big 12 as an assistant commissioner showed me a whole other side of the game, but it gave me all access to great coaches. You got Roy Williams and Rick Barnes, and Bob Knight was in there for a while. Guys like Larry Eustachy, Eddie Sutton. I was there. I had all access to those guys, and I've always appreciated that. And then I became a head coach, and that was such a maturation learning experience for me at Central Missouri. And I grew in that position, and that to me was probably the biggest jump, was moving over to be a head coach, making decisions, running a program, talking to the media, and just doing different things. And that really, and I had 12 years of it. So, I grew and hopefully got smarter and got better as a coach. And I certainly think at this stage of my career, I'm ready to handle this situation.
Kim Anderson is with us, the Missouri head basketball coach, and the call is an out on Matt Holliday. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I remember talking with you, and you said your degree at the University of Missouri was in communications. Is that correct?
Well, I started to do that. I ended up in education.
That's
I started off going to I wanted to go to J school, and I didn't think I could handle the time commitment with basketball, so I ended up in education. But I've always been into the communication and journalism part of it, and obviously Missouri has a great program in that, but I never got to really practice.
Here is Matt Adams. Yeah, we're sitting at lunch, and I said, what were you thinking? Yeah. Why would you want to get involved in this?
Yeah.
But you do have an appreciation for the media and obviously the job that they have to do. As you saw that play reviewed, 1 ball, 1 strike. You go from Division II to Division I. Now, it's not like you don't know the landscape of Division I. You played in it, coached in it, recruited in it. So the question would be, I guess, the assistants that you'll have, some you're bringing back, some of your guys are coming with you, and then how does that translate into trying to get Division I talent at a top level?
Well, Tim Fuller is a guy who's responsible, I think, or was heavily involved in recruiting a lot of the current players.
Adams hits it in the air out to left, and Junior Lake makes the catch for out number 2.
And he's agreed to stay on, and I think he brings a presence for us, not only locally but nationally. I brought one of my assistants from Central Missouri, who's been with me for 12 years, a young man named Brad Luce, who grew up, actually was born in St. Louis. His father, Dave, used to coach at Melville, and now is the head coach at Austin Peay. Been there 20-some years. And Brad came with me, and then I'm going to hire another. I'll hire another assistant coach here sometime in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, and retain Brian Tabaldi, who's our basketball operations guy, does a great job. And then our video coordinator Toby Lane is still there, and then we have to hire another strength coach. So we've got a lot of spots to fill, but there was just so much to get done quickly as far as recruiting, and it's not done, but we just felt like we had to hit the ground running, and hopefully here in another week or 2 we'll be able to slow down a little bit and finish hiring my staff.
How many spots do you have open scholarship wise?
Well, we have about 3 right now, and it's kind of a fluctuating situation, but with Jabari Brown and Jordan Clarkson both leaving early, and then had a couple of seniors, and we have some guys that we had brought in or had recruited early who still trying to make their mind up.
Awesome to have you back, Coach.
Dan, thank you very much.
You stop by anytime you want.
I will.
I like these quick innings.
I'll be there.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Kim Anderson, new basketball coach at Mizzou. Castro and Valbuena for the Chicago Cubs. 4-0 St. Louis. We turn to our Toyota keys to the game as Al is back with us in the booth.
Well, Michael Wacha really needs to control that pitch count. Today he's got 41 pitches for the first 3 innings. He's got to go deeper into ball games, only averaging 6 innings per start. That's fine, but we got 4 of our 5 starters are 6 innings or less. And the Cardinals got to be ready for that first pitch against Hamill coming in.
And they drop down a bunt again. That's Rizzo. How about that? He's got 2 hits, both beating the shift with a bunt. So the leadoff man is on.
This one wasn't even quite as good as the other one, but it was hard enough to get by Michael Wacha. And if you're going to put that shift on, go ahead and take advantage of it. And he's 2 for 2 with 2 bunt base hits. First time it came with 2 outs, and then a base hit by Castro. With Wacha got the 3rd out on Valbuena, but here a leadoff single.
And a strike at the knees to Starlin Castro, who singled to right. The review, by the way, on Matt Holliday took 2 minutes and 54 seconds, which is rather lengthy because that has been on the decline. It's been just over 2 minutes, the average of reviews at the start of this week in Major League Baseball. There's a fly ball down the left field line. It's hooking, and that ball is a home run. Starlin Castro with a 2-run homer. His 6th round tripper cuts into the lead. It's now 4-2.
Now, how important was that dropping down that bunt, taking advantage of the Cardinal defense with Rizzo? And then you make a pitch inside. It's only the 4th home run that Wacha is allowed. But right now,
Michael Wacha is allowed 9 earned runs against the Chicago Cubs. 9, and 7 of those have come via the home run.
Right. Rizzo has 1. Junior Lake has 1 against Michael Wacha. And now Starlin Castro, and cut the Cardinals' 4-run lead in half.
That's ripped in over Ellis into right field. 3 consecutive hits for the Northsiders to start the top of the 4th.
And this is something, you know, and I'm just speculating, but a lot of times when you put these shifts on, sometimes the pitcher on the mound doesn't agree with it, gets upset by it, and then you lose your concentration for a short period of time. Not saying that has happened to Wacha, but you can understand it could have.
Junior Lake is 0 for 1, popped out to second base. Sun peeking through the clouds here at Busch Stadium. We understand there is rain in the forecast. Let's hope it stays away. 61 degrees here in the Gateway City, and that's pulled foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Weatherman today said don't get tricked by the sun. You see 4 home runs allowed this season, 3 of them by the Cubs.
One ball and 2 strikes. That little guy is happy. He's got a souvenir.
Not quite sure what it is yet, but
cotton candy. That's more important to him. Maybe a hot dog. Sipping on some juice. It's a good day.
Put some sunscreen on.
Pretty soon that baseball, Mom knows what's going on. Give me that ball. But yep, because that baby is heading out towards Matt Carpenter. And he's got a John Deere hat too.
Yep.
No, Mom, I'm putting this in the hat, then that goes on my head. So just deal with it.
Well, the little one's jealous. What's that thing you're playing with?
It doesn't smell like my diaper. It's a little better. There's a changeup and a strikeout for Michael Wacha. Number 3 today for the Cardinals right-hander.
60 strikeouts on the year for Michael Wacha. Change-up grip. Look at the bottom fall out of it. 6'6", and really throws downhill plane. And when you throw at the same arm angle, your fastball and your changeup, very hard to distinguish it.
That pitch taken high. Mike Olt at the plate. Uh-oh, now the phones are starting to go off. Hey, they got you on TV. What? Nice long visit with Dan Kantrovitz today. He is the scouting director for the Cardinals. He'll run the upcoming draft, and Major League Baseball draft is only about 3 weeks away. According to him, it is pitching heavy this year. Not a ton of prospects coming from the St. Louis area or the state of Missouri. It's been a little bit of a down year in that regard. But he's the man. This will be his third draft. He's the man that picked up Michael Wacha. That's the kind of pick that can make a career, as well as that's turned out.
I run into Dan's dad all the time at the grocery store. My favorite Schnucks store.
That's some great insight there, Al.
Oh yeah, he always tells me what's going on with the Cardinals. Very proud of his son, and rightfully so.
Here's a ground ball, and that's pulled foul. Yeah, Dan is well educated, John Burroughs High School. Then he went to Brown, played baseball there, went on to Harvard, got a master's in statistics. He was drafted by the Cardinals and played shortstop in the minor leagues briefly, then was hurt. He's a busy man right now. Popped up, Yachty couldn't find it. Adams trying to help him out, and it doesn't matter. In the first row, the green seats behind home plate.
And Dan, it really is becoming interesting that we're seeing so many young, talented pitchers at the major level and throughout the minor leagues. But you're talking about is a void of position players in these amateur drafts.
Cardinals went heavy with shortstops and left-handed pitching last year. Their top 3 picks. And I asked him, do you draft to need of the organization or best player? And he said, we just look at best player.
Absolutely. Pitching is the commodity that if you have an abundance of it, you can go out and get whatever else you need.
Little check swing, and that's off the glove of Adams. No play.
Tough luck right there. Matt Adams, who really bounces around for a big man. He's pretty mobile. Bounces off, tries to backhand this ball, and it comes up on him. Either hits the heel or the wrist, and then he really could not connect on it. Scored error, and that is the third error from Matt Adams of the year.
Here's the 8th place hitter, John Baker. A strike right down the middle. But as we were talking with Dan Kantrovitz, he said we knew pretty much that there were no red flags concerning the makeup of Michael Wacha. He said, but we had no idea he was going to be this kind of guy on and off the field. He continues to work hard. We talked about him developing 2 more pitches already with his cutter, really getting a better breaking ball, and then just the kind of presence he is away from the field. Very good guy.
Do all you want to investigate the personality and attitude of a young player until you really see him in this environment. One of the tough things too, Dan, is you get a lot of these young kids and put a few bucks in their pocket, and all of a sudden things change. They're content just being a professional baseball player, and others want to become not only a major leaguer but a good one.
Ooh, he just missed. Well, you did get an idea of his mental toughness clearly last year and what he did down the stretch in postseason play. Amazing stuff.
4-1 in postseason play, and remember he won the league championship series, the MVP.
And he strikes out John Baker for the second time this afternoon. That's 4 today for Michael Wacha. You have your analytical department trying to project some of these kids and what they may do, the numbers that you get, the video that is gathered. Then you have your old-time scouts and trying to come together, put the two together, and figure out if you can make a good pick. And strike two, Jason Hamill.
And I think some organizations get in trouble by just using the modern techniques and not incorporating the old school, the old veteran guys that say you can look at numbers, but it doesn't tell you the heart, the desire. What I see as a baseball person looking at another baseball player. But if you incorporate both of them, you can have a nice mix and match.
One ball and 2 strikes. Mike Matheny's son Tate will be back in the draft next season. He plays at Missouri State and is considered, if things go well for him, one of the probably top 3, top 5 rounds next year. As Hamill strikes out, Wacha strikes out the side, but a 2-run homer by Starlin Castro. 4-2 midway through 4.
Not gonna lie to you, it was kind of scary when it happened because it got me that tough part in the elbow and actually hit my nerve, and I couldn't feel my arm for like 10 minutes. It was a scary thing, but it was amazing how within the 24 hours after it happened, it was just 1,000 times better. So that was very encouraging, and as soon as the next day, I was already talking to the trainers when I was going to be my next start.
Jaime Garcia earlier on the pregame show, and we'll see Jaime make his season debut. That could be a boost to this rotation because when he's right, he's awfully good. I guess it's a matter of just pitching through pain, which obviously many major league pitchers have to do, but he's been through so much with the elbow and the shoulder. He was telling me in spring training one of the most influential players and pitchers he's been around is Chris Carpenter, because those two have had similar ailments throughout their careers. As Alan Craig takes ball 2.
it's a fine line. You know, pitching with discomfort, pitching because you're sore or your arm's a little tired, and pitching with true pain or with an injured arm. It's a little different, but something you get over the mental hump. You quit thinking about it and you just go out there and do your job. See, 10 games over 500, good ERA when he's here at Busch. It's another reason why it was important to have him that first start here at Busch Stadium. And when he keeps the ball down, just terrific movement on all of his pitches.
Here's a 3-1. And Craig lifts it down the right field line out of play. First time up, Craig walked and came around to score. Part of a 4-run second inning for St. Louis. Happy birthday to Kara Parchomsky. Her husband works here at the ballpark, Chops. And Kara celebrating her birthday, so happy birthday, Kara Parchomsky. Here's a ground ball hit to second, taken by Valbuena. One away. When the Cardinals score 6, any size drink at On the Run, just 50 cents the next day. Keep the savings going while you're there by grabbing a fresh all-beef hot dog, loading it with toppings, pairing it with your favorite 50-cent drink at your nearest On the Run. Peter Borges laid off a 3-2 pitch, first time up. Drew a walk and he scored. Neither side of the trade has set the world on fire for either the Angels or the Cardinals. Borges still searching for traction, and David Freese got off to a very slow start with the Angels, and right when he was starting to turn the corner, broke a finger.
Yeah, Salas is the one guy that has pitched all season long and done a nice job for the Angels, but I think both sides will be happy when it's evaluated in 2 or 3 more years.
We start thinking about down the line, that means Randall Grichuk. And who knows? You never know when a trade is made how a player will respond, how they'll play. And sometimes it's those that you didn't expect to contribute to a deal become the centerpiece of that deal. The strikeout looking, that's number 5 for Hamill today.
Not a big strikeout pitcher coming in, but with 5 already here in the 4th inning. Struck out the side in the 1st, had 1 in the 3rd, now 1 here in the 4th inning.
Mark Ellis was robbed by Luis Valbuena back in the 2nd inning with the bases loaded, but a run was able to score, and this pitch is popped up behind home plate.
Once again, catchers can't see it at all. Baker never got more than 2 or 3 feet away from home plate. Ball was definitely out of play behind him, but watch him, he's trying to find it. The pitcher can't find it. Finally takes the mask off and reacts to seeing the fans in the stands located.
Here's a 1-1. Good breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he's had a good breaking ball today, hasn't he?
Well, Saturday we'll be at the AT&T rooftop. That's where we take our booth over there across the street, do the game from Ballpark Village. High atop Ballpark Village in the AT&T rooftop. 2-2 the count on Mark Ellis. Off of Hamill. Nice play by his cheek. The top of the lineup is due up for Chicago, and part of that 4-run inning in the second for St. Louis, well, 3 of the 4 runs were scored with 2 outs. Michael Wacha delivering on the 3-2 pitch up the middle to score 2 as Bonifacio looks at strike 1.
It was one of the real strengths of the Cardinal offense a year ago. Led the National League in runs scored. So many positive offensive categories.
In the air, shallow left, and the catch made by Holiday.
A lot of that damage was done with 2 outs.
Our series with Ozzie Smith and Jim Edmonds, that continues tomorrow on Toyota Cardinals Live, our pregame show. They'll break down the differences in getting a jump on the ball at short as opposed to center field. That's tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Midwest. That's where our studios are located at, Fox Sports Midwest Live. I talked to Jim Edmonds at length about that spring training as you get a look at Ryan Kalish. Grounder hit to short. Peralta makes the play. But Jimmy would walk into the pitch. He played such a shallow center field. I don't know if we've seen a guy get a better jump on the ball. His speed was fine, wasn't exceptional, but his jumps were. And he knew the hitters so well and his pitchers. He actually would start half step or 2 before the ball was even hit with balls that were hit in the gap, knowing just and sensing where that ball would wind up. No shift now for Rizzo as he's dropped down a pair of bunts for base hits today.
That's how you stop the shift. They're going to give you one part of the field, take advantage of it. Yeah, Jim Edmonds, there were times when he first came over where Dave McKay wanted him to play deeper. And he said, no, I'll get to every ball behind me, but I want to take the hits away in front of me. And he did. He took a lot of hits that would fall in front of a center fielder and still would get back on the ball on the wall and made some highlight reels with some of those great catches.
So in this instance here, he would talk about with Michael Wacha, basically ball just about out of his hand, he would start moving to a particular position on the field because he also would look in to see what pitch was coming. There's Borges in center, moving to his right to make the play. And Rizzo is 2 for 3. We're midway through 5. Cardinals lead it 4-2. The Cardinals take on the New York Yankees. All fans entering with a ticket receive their very own wearable 1964 World Championship replica ring, marking the 50th anniversary of that Cardinals' 7th World Championship. That's courtesy of Tickets.com. And again, seats remain for all 3 games of the Yankee series beginning on May 26th. And that's all fans that will take home the replica ring. Here's Michael Wacha with one of the biggest hits of the ball game so far. 2-out single that plated 2. Part of a 4-run second. It's Wacha here. Then Matt Carpenter and Johnny Peralta. Today, the St. Louis Cardinals went over 3 million in tickets sold. That happened this morning officially. 11th straight year with 3 million fans here at the ballpark. They're trending towards 3.4 to 3.6. That's the 17th year out of 18 the Cardinals have had 3 million or more coming to the ballpark. That's just absolutely amazing with this market size.
First year, and I believe it was 1987, the Cardinals went over 3 million. Peter Ueberroth was the commissioner of baseball then. Hamill's 6th strikeout, and he made the statement that with St. Louis drawing over through 3 million, remember the metropolitan area was about 2.5, because that was the first time someone had outdrawn their metropolitan area, and made the analogy that that would be like New York drawing 13 million fans or Los Angeles drawing 10 million fans.
Citi Field earlier this year, the Mets had crowds of around 19,000-20,000 for their games. It was sparse. So it's a tribute to these great fans. Off the end of the bat, taken there by Castro, and Carpenter is out.
And Dan, it's something that the Cardinal ownership does not take lightly. They have done a tremendous job of reinvesting that money that comes through the turnstile back into championship caliber players. And talk about the Yankees, you know, the Cardinals are the Yankees of the National League. They have more pennants and world championships than any other National League team, and only the Yankees have outdone them.
Peralta was called out on strikes and grounded out to second, 0 for 2. Cardinals with just 3 hits today, but they were timely. They put up a 4 spot thanks to a couple of walks back in the second inning.
That's outside there, actually the footprint of Old Busch Stadium, right? Isn't it? That grassy area right there. They have a video board. So you could come down and even watch it outside, pitch up and in. There's the video board. That would be right behind the left field bleachers, and the ballpark village to the right of that area. And there's somebody who's tired. Too much partying last night on the off day.
Two and 2. That's the entrance right by the Hall of Fame and Museum. Unbelievable memorabilia, including a lot of the private collection from the DeWitts. Unique jerseys. Many of the Hall of Famers have donated from their own personal collection as well. Peralta reaches for it, hit to short. Castro slings it over to first, and a 1-2-3 inning. All of a sudden, Jason Hamill is locked in. Directly to your smartphone. Right now, get a free large sandwich with any purchase just for downloading. Johnny Cueto dominates today. Reds defeat the Padres 5-0. 9 innings, 3 hits. No earned runs, couple of walks. He strikes out 8. We saw him in the opening series against St. Louis, and after that start, he has been lights out.
This runs his record to 4-2. But you're right, he's having a tremendous season.
You start to get loose now in the Cardinal pen. 78 pitches for Michael Walkup. Starlin Castro a single to right field and a 2-run homer down the left field line. That was in the 4th. We'll see Valbuena and Junior Lake. I found this to be incredibly interesting, but they have over at the Ballpark Museum and Hall of Fame a Branch Rickey jersey. Branch Rickey at one point was the GM and the manager. So the DeWitts have that jersey. Here's the jersey from Mr. DeWitt, Eddie Goodell. 3-2 the count. Line drive into right, and the catch is made by Alan Craig.
Very nice play by Allen right there. He got a very good jump on that ball. And that's the difference with that ball going into the corner for extra bases or being the nice catch. Slicing away from him, coming off the bat of a right-hander, and there you see, kind of awkward with that final step right there, and you always kind of hold your breath when he hits that ground hard with his lower extremities.
He's had some odd injuries.
Yes, he has.
Foot injury last year, the knee injury, the kneecap in Houston a few years back. 0-2 on Luis Valbuena. Flight out to shallow left and a running catch by Holiday and single to right. Did not go.
Walker with 86 pitches here today. You want to see him have an efficient inning, get out of here, and hopefully complete 7 innings today.
That'll find the seats.
Cardinal offense, all 4 of their runs scored in the 2nd inning, and the Cardinal hitters have been shut down. Hamels retired 10 in a row. So really not a lot of breathing room for these pitchers.
Two and 2 the count. Pirates are leading Milwaukee. That's in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2. Hard hit to the right side and a base hit. Valbuena is 2 for 3. Rick Ankiel, part of the Budweiser Bash. That'll be tomorrow. First 200 in line will get an autograph from the former pitcher and outfielder, slugger. The Budweiser Bash with Rick Ankiel. The play made near Towles Hill in Houston. Think about the great throws that he had. Here's a leaping catch up against the wall in Cleveland. Junior Lake is at the plate. Walker would love the double play. Lake has struck out swinging. Also popped out to second. Here's the 0-1.
It's good to see, Dan, because Junior Lake came in 5 for 8, a double and a home run, 2 RBIs against Michael Walker.
Nice hands by Molina. There's a new commissioner succession committee. That would have to be a definite sign that this truly will be it for Bud Selig, the current commissioner of baseball, that he will retire in January. There's been overtures over the years that he would, but never came to fruition.
And Mr. DeWitt is the chairman of that committee, isn't he?
And a base hit out to left.
That was announced today, Dan, that Bill DeWitt Jr. will be the commissioner of that, not commissioner, but in charge of it.
Mike Alt will come to the plate. America's new sports network, the place to turn for America's pregame. Tune in to America's pregame weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports 1. And to find Fox Sports 1 on your cable or satellite provider, just head to foxsports1.com. This could be a big at bat for the Chicago Cubs. Mike Alt is hitting 183 right now. Reached on an error and struck out, but if he centers the baseball, it jumps off his bat.
He leads all National League rookies in home runs and RBIs. Low average, but you're right. When he does connect, it goes.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Randy Schultz starting to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. We were hopeful that Walker would have an easy 6 go through the 7th, but his pitch count right now will be, with this pitch, 95.
Here's a ground ball, could be 2. Out at second, double play. 6, 4, 3. Turned by Mark Ellis. Exactly what Michael Walker and the Cardinals needed. Lead stays at 4-2. situation for the Atlanta Braves, and he's paid off. Coming over from Kansas City, a free agent. Compensation pick was attached to him, but out of necessity, the Braves had to sign him. He'll go tomorrow against Lance Lynn. It's our Budweiser What's on Tap. Braves in town beginning tomorrow night.
Boy, just thinking about the Braves. Forced to sign Santana and Aaron Harang. Where would they be without those two?
Harang has come back down to earth, but man,
yeah, but still, he gave him
the season. He was terrific. We'll see him on Saturday night. Sunday it'll be Gavin Floyd. Cardinals have Lynn, Miller, and Garcia set for the weekend.
Cardinals need right now is need to generate some more offense. Shut down the last 10 batters by Hamill.
(3-0). It's Holiday, Adams, and Molina. No activity in the Cardinals pen.
Sometimes change of scenery is the best thing that can happen for a player.
Not only do the Cubs want to see Hamill win games, but he becomes more valuable for them at the trade deadline.
And can't see the rain, but it must be starting to hit there, as you see a lot of activity in the stands right now.
I see it. It's starting to come down. A 3-1 pitch, a breaking ball, and a strike on Holiday on the swing.
Hamill's done a nice job of mixing up his fastball and breaking ball. Throws the curveball and slider, 2- and 4-seamer.
That's it, out of play. By the way, if you had a ticket for last night, first rainout since May of last year, that game will be made up on Saturday, August 30th. Part of a day-night split doubleheader, and your ticket is good for the first game of that doubleheader. Holiday rips it into right center. Over to get it, Bonifacio. They'll run on him all day. Throw into second, not in time, and a leadoff double for the Cardinals slugger.
Bonifacio is not that weak of arm, but because he had to go into right center, he has to turn all the way around, and that's what Holiday sees. Decides to go to second, and a little bit of a high throw. He's able to stay on the second base bag. Got a little momentum carrying across that bag, don't you?
Hamill had set down 10 straight. Now activity for the Cubs in their pen. A right-hander is throwing, and here is Matt Adams, who twice has flied out to left. Adams has had his issues with runners in scoring position this year. In the cleanup spot, just 11 RBIs. And this has been a spot, whether it's been Adams or Craig or others that have been in it, fourth spot is not produced.
Well, Matt still kept his average over 300. There's Veras. He was signed to be their closer. Lost that role, but got him warming up now. The one thing about Adams is you wonder where the pop has gone. The power in his swing.
High fly ball out to center. Bonifacio gets himself in a position to throw. Holiday tagging up and in there safely.
So important to get over to third base with just one out. Adams could drive him in. That does advance him.
Brings in Molina. Doubled and scored back in the second inning and struck out in the third.
The Cubs are going to be very careful with Molina right here. Pull the infield in. Maybe asking for trouble with that.
Big gap in left center for Molina. Infield in, and the first pitch to him. Up and in. Almost got him. This is many times where it's happened to Yadier Molina. A pitch just like this. And I don't care where this next pitch is. He's swinging and he's looking to do damage. We'll see if that's the case here. But he just rears back and says, let's go.
He's got to hit his bat hard on the ground, like you're saying, get ready to go.
The 1-0. There it was.
Yep. I was surprised that he threw him a fastball. Maybe he threw him a breaking ball.
So good number there for Molina. The major league average 51%. Yadi 8 out of 9. He's brought that runner home from third with less than 2 outs. The 1-1.
Sometimes you get mad like that and you just want to, like you say, knock the pitcher down, but you lose control a little bit. Forget about the situational hitting. From that one pitch, you're just trying to do personal damage to the pitcher.
Three and one.
Throwing some high pitches here, which are very inducive to a fly ball. I think you want to keep the ball down.
Outfield is straight away. 3 balls, 1 strike on Yadier Molina. 3-2. Yadi trying to add to the Cardinals' 4-2 lead. Holiday started the inning with a double. Advance tagging up and a long fly ball to center by Matt Adams. The 3-2 pitch. Molina rips it fair. Down the third baseline. Holiday scores. Yadi takes the wide turn around first. Circles back. And he makes it a 5-2 St. Louis lead.
Intentional pitch up and in. First pitch of Yadier Molina was a purpose pitch or not. Yadi made him pay and knocks out Hamill. That's where you don't want to be playing in that close on a rocket like that. Our guard down the line does a great job to get out of the way of this ball.
So that's it for Jason Hamill. 5-2 St. Louis. As promised earlier in our telecast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Remember, you can tweet us your photo at the hashtag #STLFanPhoto. So Hamill knocked out of the game. Alan Craig will be the hitter. And a right-hander is in for the Chicago Cubs.
Jose Veras was activated from the disabled list yesterday at an oblique muscle strain.
He started this season, Jose Veras did, as the closer for the Cubs. That lasted all of about a week. And it's our Chevy called to the pen.
See those numbers in his career. He has 19 wins, 22 losses, 26 saves, ERA just over 4, and 400 career relief appearances over the course of 8 big league seasons. Did make 4 rehab starts or appearances. Last pitch in the big leagues on April 24th.
So here is Alan Craig. The ERA for Veras is close to 16. Brought in to handle the ninth because this is a bullpen that was second in the National League last year in blown saves. Although they did get 33 saves out of Kevin Gregg, who wasn't brought back. They were 66 and 96 and 5th place in the Central last year. One ball, one strike. Inning started with a double by Holiday. Adams moved him over. Productive out. He was able to tag up. The single by Molina. And now Michael Wacha. The Cardinals own a 5-2 lead. Kevin Segrist is throwing in the pen for St. Louis. That's tapped foul. You wonder what Mike Matheny might want to do here. The bottom of the lineup is coming up. You've got Baker, the pitcher spot, then Bonifacio. A 3-run lead, could be more if you don't get to Wacha's spot in this lineup. And I'm sure that's something that they're talking about right now. Do you extend him out one more inning? These are starters that aren't going very deep into games, and you're relying an awful lot on the big 3 to get you 9 more outs.
I think if he would have had a clean 6th inning, it would be no problem to send him back out. But 95 pitches and got a little trouble last inning. They didn't score off him, but he had back-to-back hits before the alt double play got him out of the inning. You might just go ahead and bring in your bullpen. But you're right. Got to start going deeper into games for these starters.
Two and two. It's not just trying to win games with other pitchers that you may have out there. More importantly, you could burn these guys out by the All-Star break. Ground ball that's hit to short. Out at second, and a double play. So Veras comes in, gets the double play off the bat of Alan Craig. 6-4-3. Cardinals, though, pick up a run. download on the App Store. Visit Cardinals.com. Cardinals knock out Hamill 5 1/3. 5 runs, 5 hits. Walked 2, struck out 6. Veras came in, got the double play to clean it up. And now it's Michael Wacha still in this game. Wacha hasn't allowed more than 3 runs in a game this season. Cardinals lead it by the score of 5-2. On the other side, this is the first time that Hamill has allowed 4 runs in his last 14 outings, dating back to last year.
And the first time this year he's failed to go at least 6 innings. So his streak of quality starts comes to an end here.
106 pitches for Hamill. This is John Baker.
Chris Coughlin on deck, pitcher spot in the order. 97 pitches thrown for Michael Wacha here this afternoon.
During a start, the Cardinals, you look at the pitch count, but then you look at innings that have been stressed, innings that are high leverage, and for the most part, it hasn't been all that much here today, but there's a few that stand out.
They continue to throw Segrist in the bullpen. Bonifacio.
The 1-2 is lined to center for out number 1. So Baker 0 for 3 today. Here comes a pinch hitter, Coughlin.
So Coughlin's left-handed. Then you have Bonifacio, switch hitter. Kalish left-handed. Rizzo left-handed. But ideally, you get the pinch hitter out here. National League Rookie of the Year back in 2009 when he was playing for the Marlins. Tough sledding since that time. You'd rather have a right-handed batter facing Bonifacio. Right-handed pitcher.
Here's the 0-1. And a ground ball slowly hit. They'll have to hurry. Ellis shovel pass to Adams for the out. So 2 down. And the hitter will be Emilio Bonifacio. Fox Sports Midwest is joining with Cardinals Care to benefit reviving baseball in the inner cities. You can help too by golfing in the Ted Savage RBI Golf Classic. That'll be on June 10th. You can join Cardinals alumni, get a foursome, and those are going very quickly. Find the deals at cardinals.com/RBI Golf. It's Bonifacio, hits it to Carpenter, and they get him by a step. Time to stretch here in St. Louis. Mark Ellis, the shovel pass to Adams to get Coughlin for out number 2. Trammell 5 1/3. Castro 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Michael Wacha's story for the Cardinals, his 7 innings. He struck out 5 and allowed the 2 runs. And Matt Carpenter is 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. That's your Mazda game summary. New pitcher into the game, the lefty that we saw for so many years in Houston, Wesley Wright. Last year began the year with the Astros. Then he was claimed off of waivers by Tampa Bay. Did pitch in the playoffs with the Rays. It's our Chevy called to the pen, now working out of the bullpen for Chicago.
29 years of age for Wesley Wright. Originally was with the Dodger organization, then selected by Houston in the Rule 5 draft. That was back in 2008, his first year with Houston.
This is Peter Borges. First pitch is strike, and Peter has walked and scored back in the second, was called out on strikes in the fourth.
Right, he pitched 11 straight scoreless outings before taking the loss last Friday in Atlanta.
And a breaking ball at the knees to Borges.
Right, also allowed 2 inherited runners to score Tuesday night here in St. Louis.
One and 2 from Montgomery, Alabama. 29 years old. Signed a 1-year deal with the Chicago Cubs. Throws that 2-seamer and an awful lot of sliders. The view from section 141 here at the ballpark. Two and 2.
Off-speed pitches here. Trying to get Borges, fool him.
Just a bit high. From 0-2 to a full count.
Trying to set up inside. Ball right up in the plate. Like it should have been called a strike, but caught awkwardly by Baker.
There's a broken bat. Castro gloves and throws and makes the play. So Wesley Wright gets the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. And the hitter will be Mark Ellis.
Ellis an RBI his first time up on a ground out. But defensively, you sure like the way he plays. One of the best defensive players in several decades. Good guy to have on your team. Good veteran presence. Knows how to play the game right way. Good for the younger players to learn from a real pro.
You think about how much the Cardinals have had to go to their bullpen this year. Think about this. Adam Wainwright has gone 7 or more innings 7 different times. Lance Lynn once, and now Wacha for the 2nd time today. That's it.
Everything falls in place. So that starter can go 7 innings, and you just ask the bullpen to get 6 outs. You know, it makes that job so much easier. But when you're got a bullpen that's pitching so many innings, the likelihood of at least one reliever having a bad day is, you know, it's going to happen quite frequently. Just even in this case, Danny. Now Segrist, who's going to be in this ball game, but he's warmed up 3 innings, and that takes a toll on you. You know, I've always found that if you warm up a couple times and got into a game, you're okay. But it's when you warm up 2 or 3 times and don't pitch, It's kind of like you're backing, you're getting ready, then you back off, getting ready, back off, like an engine. To do with your engine, car engine, you got a race car, and you're driving at 50 miles an hour. You know, when you go to step on the gas, it's not going to go.
The 2-2 inside to Ellis. Joey Butler at the on-deck circle for Walker's spot. And a 3-2 pitch. And the combination of Ellis, as you mentioned, really catching up from the injury and playing every day is a tough combination to try to get right when you're doing it at the major league level. No rehab assignment except for one game. Cardinals send down Colton Wong, so he's the option at second. And he picks up a walk.
Now Colton Wong is back, and we think he's going to get the bulk of the playing time. But there's a certain matchup or something. You'll see Mike Matheny over with Ellis, and it made sense. Colton reported the ballpark yesterday sick. Said hello to Mike Matheny, and then 10 minutes later, the doctors came in and said, Mike, we're sending him home. And with trying to get the okay from the doctor to get him playing time today, but I think the winning decision as to who was going to start today was that Ellis was 5 for 7 against the Cubs starter. Butler played 8 games with the Texas Rangers last year. Had a couple doubles, hit .333, and was tearing it up in AAA as the odd man out with that talented outfield. Had the 3 young prospects in the Cardinal organization playing every day. And then Butler was mostly DHing, playing a little left field and doing an outstanding job. But if you're not going to come up here and play, you want those 3 youngsters to play every day at Memphis.
There's a ground ball hit to third and out at second. That's all they'll get. So the line on Michael Wacha this afternoon: 7 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits, strikes out 5. Remember, you can earn 2% back with your Cardinal ticket purchase and all kinds of ticket purchases. Homer Road with StubHub. Wacha 104 pitches and 77 were strikes.
And one of the reasons why he was able to go through 7 is he didn't walk anybody. Put a couple walks in there, and then all of a sudden you're knocked out.
So Joey Butler is the runner at first base. What do you know? Michael Wacha gets a little run support here today. Something that's been desperately missing in his starts.
I think you can say it for all the Cardinal starters.
It's gotten a little darker here at the ballpark. It's starting to cool off, and we understand that rain is on its way.
A little idea here that Adam Wainwright has been given 5.1 runs of support. Wacha was 2.6 prior to today. 3.8 for Miller. 4.4 runs for Lance Lynn. Tyler Lyons is on the disabled list right now. He's getting 1.8 runs per game. And Joe Kelly on the DL, 3.3. So if the Cardinals can score 4 or 5 runs consistently, you'll start seeing the wins pile up.
0-2 the count. Carpenter has doubled. That was back in the second inning. Grounded out to short and was called out on strikes in the first.
Remember the pitch he was called out on? It was a 3-2 pitch. He thought it was ball 4. And I thought that was indicative of how his season has gone. Last year, you know, he had just a tremendous batting eye. And this year, the umpires and he are not on the same page.
Shoots it into center. That's tailing, and the catch is made by Bonifacio. Cardinals strand a runner, just their second left on today. Let's head over to Fox Sports Midwest Live inside Ballpark Village and a Bomberito Sports Update with the one and only Pat Paris. Thank you, Pat. It's our Chevy call to the pen, and the lefty Kevin Segrist is in. He'll pitch the 8th, and we'll see what happens in the 9th. By the way, Cueto, the first pitcher since 1914 to open the season with 9 straight starts, 7 innings, 2 runs or fewer. Not too shabby.
Well, it's on the roll. Segrist appearing for the 21st time. That's tops on the ball club. Mishak was at 20. They were tied 1-1, 3.57 ERA, 17 2/3 innings. A lot of hit an inning. He's got 24 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .239 against him. And for the most part, the young left-hander's done a very, very good job.
And a strike at the knees to Ryan Kalish.
There's no way he was going to be as successful as he was last year. First time at the big league level.
Billy Finley is the head groundskeeper here at Busch Stadium. He and his crew are considered within the baseball circles as one of the best in the business in what they do, because the heat and the chilly weather that we can have the spring and the fall. There's a look at Billy. He's down in the camera well, and he was visiting with our crew chief Ted Barrett between innings with rain coming in.
Never a good sign when you see the head's groundkeeper talking to a crew chief, and he's alerting him to the most accurate radar that they have and what the potential for rain, and it's whether it's imminent or not, and then how long they guesstimate it would last. That's part of the equation too.
I would assume that pretty soon they're going to pop on the lights. It's getting dark. 3-2.
Do it now, and they won't take effect until the Cardinals hit.
Waves at it, strikes out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. We see that, I think, more with Seagrass than anybody else. Just guys that look like they're overmatched, where they don't pick up the baseball, they're way late on a swing. That's just a bit outside to Anthony Rizzo, who has dropped down a couple of bunts to beat a shift and also lined out to center. So 2 for 3 on the afternoon.
You know, Seagrass got that tall, lanky body. The way he throws the ball, very simplified motion, but he really hides the ball as he turns in his motion back towards second base. When he starts going forward, you see the body come, but then the arm later. And hitters will tell you they don't pick up the ball until it's well on its way. He throws hard enough as it is, but you don't see the ball that, I don't care how long of a split second it is, it just gets that ball on top of you that much quicker. And he's got a good breaking ball.
And he walks Rizzo just a bit low. They're trying to hold on for Michael Wacha. Tied his season high in innings pitched here today with 7. That matched what he did on April 18th in Washington. And the third time that the young career of Michael Wacha, he's gone 7 innings and issued no walks. Here's Starlin Castro. He did get to Wacha. That was in the 4th with a 2-run homer down the left field line. Strike 1.
Got Valbuena on deck. They could pinch hit. You see Castro, what he's done against Seagrass.
Crowd today of 42,501. 42501. Castro base hit out to left, and the tying run will come to the plate. A 3-hit day for the Cubs shortstop.
Not a bad piece of hitting right here. Off speed pitch down the bottom of the zone, and he just loops it over the infield for his 3rd hit. Valbuena will hit here. He's 2 for 3 off of Wacha.
Now the Cubs only have 4 position players on their bench. They've got Coghlan, Shearholtz from the left side. They've already used Coghlan. Darwin Barney, who you wouldn't use, you would think, in a pinch hitting situation, and Wellington Castillo, who's got some pop. And a strike.
Well, they got Rosenthal in the bullpen and presumably ready. Barney, as you said, is just an outstanding defensive player.
Castillo is the catcher, the everyday catcher. I mean, if they wanted to, they could have gone with him here and put Barney at second base.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now is Mike Matheny would rather see this matchup, and apparently Renteria would rather see this matchup than Castillo facing Rosenthal.
0-2.
You know, Dan, if you're out there and lefty-lefty matchup, everybody says it really favors the pitcher. But if you make a good pitch, you can get anybody out. Look at here. You see he hits left-handers better than he does right-handers. But is that just because he kind of slaps the ball? His 2 home runs have been right-handed, which is usually a switch hitter's power side. Should I say their natural side, so in the case it could be his power side.
One ball and 2 strikes. So Rick Renteria sticks with the lefty-lefty matchup here. The 2-2. Ground ball that's pulled foul past Eric Hinsky, who's a top pinch hitter the last few years in the big leagues, now serving as the first base coach for the Cubbies.
Moved to the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth inning in Milwaukee, and Pirates do have a 3-2 lead, but the Brewers have the bases loaded and nobody out.
Here's a 2-2. Count runs full on 3-2.
Big pitch.
Junior Lake stands on deck. Segris would love the double play. A strikeout to begin the inning. A walk, single, now a walk, bases loaded, and here comes Mike Matheny, and he'll go to his closer here in the 8th inning. Midwest brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. For the game, they had the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis. They were here at the ballpark and were celebrating the 250th birthday of St. Louis. Our friend Rex Sinkfield, president and chairman of the board of that chess group, brought great recognition to our wonderful city. Trevor Rosenthal, our Chevy, called to the pen. With the bases loaded, he'll face Junior Lake with 1 out. Lake in his career 2 for 3 with a triple off of the Cardinals closer. And last time out, the first blown save of the year for Rosenthal. Let's see how he can respond. Where's that pitch?
Well, the good thing about Rosenthal is he is a strikeout pitcher. Where in Pittsburgh on Sunday night, he escaped the bases loaded, no out jam to pick up his 10th save. 1
ball, 1 strike. Is Lake did not like that call.
First pitch was a little off the plate. Second pitch was a little better, but could have gone either way, and it went Rosenthal's way.
Chris Davis with a broken bat, 2-run single to center field. The Brewers walk off with a win.
Pirate bullpen without Grilly is not as tough as it was a year ago.
Here's a 2-1, and Lake hits it out to right. Catch is made. Runner tags up. That's Anthony Rizzo to make it a 5-3 St. Louis lead.
15th RBI, and that run charged to Segrist. Cardinals get the second out of this inning. It's a fair trade-off. Right off the end of the bat.
Now it's Mike Alt, who is grounded into a double play. Reached on an error and struck out. Runners at first and second, 5-3 Cardinals here in the top of the 8th. The first pitch to him. Take it for a ball outside.
Make your pitches, you should get him out. He's only batting 181. But the Cubs are banking on the fact that if you make a mistake, he could make you pay with his 8 home runs, 19 RBIs. Both those categories lead all National League rookies.
The velocity right there at 98
we're
for
seeing
Trevor Rosenthal.
And he's done that the majority of this inning. His fastball's been at that rate, and that's maybe the highest I can remember him throwing this year.
Game in which looked like it was a stern talking to by Derek Lilliquist was in Washington, and he was running into trouble, fell behind, base runners on. He came out, and all of a sudden he started throwing much harder. In that game he did hit 99, but that's the hardest we've seen.
A year ago, 98 was routine, occasionally triple digits. At times it seemed like this year he was fooling around with his off-speed pitches. Not that they're not important.
To me, Al, it's the velocity is not so much what I'm paying attention to. It's that he's falling behind, so he gets into hitters' counts.
Yeah, more predictable counts where they can guess fastball, but
this crowd now will come alive. The 3-2, and he walked him. 3 walks in the inning combined by Rosenthal and Segrist. A base hit could tie it up. Rick Renteria, I would assume, would go to his bench. He's got Baker's spot up. Baker has struck out twice and lined out. Castro with a single. Valbuena with a walk. Now a walk to Mike Alt. And Nate Shearholtz will be the pinch hitter.
Yeah, remember, you got 4 bench players. You got Shearholtz here, his last lefty.
And Shearholtz is 2 for 4 with a double and a walk against Trevor Rosenthal.
Pitch hitting for your backup catcher, you're going to have to put Castillo in the game. Your regular catcher, you aren't afraid of that.
Bases loaded for the Cubs. It's a game that saw the Cardinals jump out on top 4-0. Cubs picked up 2 in the 4th to make it 4-2. Cardinals with a run in the 6th make it 5-2. The Cubs have just made it 5-3. That is a gut-wrenching loss for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now fall 8.5 games out in the Central Division. Dark clouds and sky overhead here in downtown St. Louis. Reports of bad weather all over the place, but still dry here at Busch Stadium.
You retire Sherholtz right here, and the sun will start shining. Sherholtz is only hitting 185 off of right-handed pitchers.
1 ball, 1 strike. This very well could be your ball game right here. Broken bat, hit to the right side. Ellis is there. The Cardinals have the lead, 5-3, as we move to the home half of the 8th. In-game box score. Matt Carpenter with a double and an RBI. Holiday with a hustling double and a run scored. Molina 2 hits today. Craig, Borges both scoring runs but hitless. Ellis is hitless but does have the RBI. Michael Wacha, one of the key hits in this game, and that was a 3-2 pitch with 2 runners on and 2 outs, and he singled it up the middle. Neil Ramirez is in for the Chicago Cubs. And the new catcher is Wellington Castillo. So on the bench for Chicago, they are down to Darwin Barney. Let's take you back to the 2nd inning, part of a 4-run 2nd inning. Michael Wacha with a base hit, his first hit of the year. That would score 2. And right after that, it was Matt Carpenter with a double to score Wacha. Nissan drive of the game. Cardinals have Johnny Peralta, Matt Holliday, and Matt Adams. Ramirez is the 3rd reliever used by Chicago. Barris, Wesley Wright, and now Neil Ramirez.
Seeing him in this series, he's done a nice job in his previous 8 appearances.
And Peralta greets him with a base hit as he took a 93-mile-an-hour pitch, served it into left.
A little further away and leaves it up in the middle of the plate. Peralta doesn't miss it. Ramirez 0-1, 1.23 ERA, 3 holds. There's tossed 1 2/3 scoreless. Perfect innings Tuesday night in St. Louis, fanning 2.
Now it's Holiday. Again, the Cardinals, what's been overshadowed today because they've had good pitching from Michael Wacha. But the fact is, this lineup, as we play here in the bottom of the 8th, they have a total of 6 hits.
And it's one of those things that because they've scored 5 runs, you don't see that. But they bunched them together at the right time. They got a few walks to help out. Cubs rookie pitchers Ramirez, Rosscup, and Schlitter. You know, they've combined to go 2-2 with a 2.17 ERA and 29 relief appearances. Struck out 26 and walked just 5 while holding the opposition to a 157 average.
Here's the 0-2 to Holiday instead of check on the runner. Well, what Ramirez has is a slider, a curveball, and he has been clocked at 96. A power arm coming out of the pen for Chicago. They've even thought that he could be a guy that could be working in the back end of games. They put him in different spots just to see what they've got. He may have hung that, gotten away with it, held on to by Castillo, and he picks up the strikeout. Right now for the Cubs, it's all about wait and see and trying to develop some of these young players. Samardzija could be on the trade block. Today's starter, Jason Hamill, as well, as they continue to acquire young talent, and in particular trying to acquire young pitching talent.
They're starting to stockpile some pretty good position players. They're still maybe 2 years away, but
here's Matt Adams and a breaking ball that's lifted out to left. Junior Lake makes the catch, and back to first goes Johnny Peralta with 2 down. Adams hitless today with 4 flyouts.
And the rookie pitchers have done well for Rick Renteria in his first year as the Cubs manager, but say in the minor leagues they don't have a lot of power arms. But as we talked about earlier, you know, there's not a lot of position players in the draft, so they may be able to get a few guys this year, build on that for a couple years, and maybe those pipeline of young pitching will come after maybe a year or 2 of buying free agent pitchers.
Molina on the first pitch, hits it out of play. Cardinals will ask Rosenthal to get them through the 9th, potentially a 5-out save. Castillo will be due up first, and then Bonifacio and Kalish looking ahead to the top of the 9th. That's to the backstop, and that's the second time that they've gone up and in on Yadier Molina. And you can see he's screaming at the Cubs dugout.
What he's saying is, you know, it's one thing, and now our home plate umpire, Will Little, has issued warnings to both sides. But he's saying one thing, you know, if you want to throw lower, you want to pitch me inside, I understand, but not at my face. Spazio now come out here, and one pitch, the ball gets away, and
so it's not just this at bat, not just to Molina the previous at bat, but it looked like he was talking about the entire afternoon. Up and in on Alan Craig, you may remember that. Here's Johnny Peralta, that was early on. Here's the one that we talked about with Molina, which he hit the deck. And then just moments ago. So, and Yachty put 4 fingers up. He was screaming.
He's talking about up there. You know, you can understand if it's down, lower, or something like that, but not up around someone's head. I don't think any of them were intentional, but hitters get a little sensitive at anything that is inside.
So Johnny Peralta, the runner at second base.
But that's what you don't want. Where Spazio goes out and talks to his young pitcher and said, hey, you know, just forget about the warning issue. Forget about anything. Go pitch your game. Don't change things. And a little bit the same way Oquendo comes down to Molina and said, hey, don't do something crazy. Just stay within your game. That's a big run out there. We need that insurance run, so drive it in.
The 2-1. You're wondering about the outfield arms of the Chicago Cubs. Junior Lake, a plus arm in left, can be erratic at times. Bonifacio below average for center field, and then Ryan Kalish in right. They say his is accurate, but not necessarily one that jumps out and grabs you. The 2-2.
And if you talk to Oquendo and you ask him before a series, tell me about the outfield arms, he says, I don't care. I'm going to send everybody. More times than not, being aggressive, sending runners, you're going to be safe because guys just don't have the arm strength or they don't anticipate it.
3-2 pitch, and he walked him. So Molina on base for the third time. Alan Craig has had a frustrating afternoon. He walked and scored in the second, grounded out to second, and then also grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. And he was wearing his emotions on his sleeve back in that double play ball in the sixth. Very frustrating. Cardinals today have received 4 walks. Runners at first and second, and a chance for Craig.
Talk about how important the walks are. The 4-run second inning, the Cardinals had 3 hits and 2 walks. In the 6th inning, they were able to bunch 2 hits and they got an extra run. What will they do here? They've got a walk and a walk and a base hit.
Here's a 1-0 pitch on its way to Craig. He skies one into center field. Initially, Bonifacio did pick it up off the bat. Now he does, makes the catch, and the Cardinals strand 2. Sends us to the 9th, and it's 5-3. Dark sky overhead. Lights still not on here at the ballpark. First inning of work. Rosenthal got out of a jam in the 8th to get the final 2 outs in relief of Segrist. 1-run charge to the lefty. Trevor Rosenthal at 13 pitches in the 8th. Here's Wellington Castillo. Velocity, according to Tim Trokey of our staff over at Fox Sports Midwest, well, it was up. Hit 98 times, 11 different times in the 8th.
Little down this inning, and sometimes you'll get out of a tough chance. It looked like he upped it up there, but sometimes you will get out of a jam. You sit on that bench, you kind of relax, take a deep breath, and then you have to get yourself in trouble before you get your adrenaline flowing again.
The 1-2.
Hope that's not the case. It's a race now, isn't it?
Well, you can see the rain too in the shot there.
That's what I
see it in
meant.
the background.
The race is going to get them out before you start the rains.
Here's a 2-2. Got him with the changeup. One away.
Helps if you can field your position.
Emilio Bonifacio. Samardzija, Morton, and Waka since April 14th. The starters with the good ERA but no wins. And a fastball at 98 to Bonifacio.
Because of the rain out last night, we don't see Samardzija. He was scheduled to pitch this afternoon.
Fly ball center field. This should be out number 2. Borges is there. So there's 2 outs. Rosenthal looks sharp here today. And Michael Waka is our Budweiser player of the game. The 7 innings, no walks, and a 2-run single, part of a 4-run second inning for the Cardinals. Our Budweiser player of the game, Michael Waka. And it's up to Ryan Kalish with 2 outs, nobody on, and the Cubs trailing 5-3. So he'll try to extend the ball game. There's strike 1.
Kalish 0 for 4 today. Came in with a 5-game hitting streak, 7 for 17.
1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. 1-2. This crowd, if they weren't on their feet, they are now.
I think they want to beat the rain too, so let's do it right now on the 1-2 pitch. Tried. This inning's got a lot of mileage out of the changeup.
Got him, a cold third strike, and the Cardinals take 2 of 3. Win number 21 this year. What a job by Rosenthal coming out of the pen.
It's last 5 outs, protected lead. It's his 11th save of the year. The Cardinals are back over 500. And let's hope with the Atlanta Braves coming in, they can start a long winning streak.
So the Cardinals, with the rain out, they take 2 of 3. Rosenthal, great work out of the pen. Waka is a winner today. So are the Cardinals. Post game next.